Hey guys, I'm going to show you how to crochet this Elsa dress from Frozen for American Girl, and this is what it will look like once it is complete. So for part 1, I'm going to show you how to do the top part of the dress along with the sleeves. Part 2 will be the remainder of the dress. Part 3 will be the shoes and the cape. And what you will need is some light blue worsted weight yarn, some blue-green worsted weight yarn, a 6.0mm hook, a yarn needle, a stitch marker, and I'm going to use a paper clip for this tutorial. You don't have to have a stitch marker, but for those that want to use a stitch marker because they have to be precise, you can use it. But if you want to speed up the process, you don't have to use one, but if the stitch marker is optional. A pair of scissors, and this is optional as well. If you want to have your American Girl doll for fitting and show progress, I'm going to use Kit for this tutorial. So to start off, use your blue-green worsted weight yarn, and you know what you're going to do is make a slip knot, grab your hook, and you are going to chain 30. There's 1, 2, 3. So this is what it will look like once you have chained 30. So, and what it will look around like this, and it makes it loose enough to pull off because there is no zipper at the back, and it's going to be pull up and pull down. So so that's what it's going to look like. It just goes right around, and it's really loose, so it's easy to pull on and take off. What I'm going to do is you're going to join your chain in a circle and do a slip stitch and there you've made your circle. Now you're going to go around, sorry, I can't speak today, and do a single crochet around. You're just going to do a single crochet in every stitch around, in every chain around. So this is what's going to look like once you have done a single crochet stitch in every chain. Now we are going to use your stitch marker and place it into the new stitch. You're going to do 8 rounds of single crochet around, and what that will do, it will, when you put it on the doll, it would go like up to here. That's what it will be like when you do 8 rounds, and then I'll show you how to do with the light blue. So do 8 rounds in this blue-green, and I'll show you what to do next after doing the 8 rounds. So this is what it will look like after doing 8 rounds. I took out the marker because I was going to speed it up. And how you can do without the marker, I forgot to mention this earlier, you can use the tail as a guide. So, if you do without the marker, you can stop right before the tail. So now, this is what it will look on to the American Girl doll, and this is what it will look like on. You slide it on, and this is what it will look like made the 8 rounds. This is what it looks like on it. Now you're going to take your scissors and cut the tail. I'm just going to keep the what you got what's on now on the doll just to show what it looks like. And I'm going to just pull this in. And if you don't know how to change color in between rounds, I'm going to show you. So you're going to pull a long tail of the current color. And you're going to cut. So then you're going to replace with the light blue and have it ready. You're going to have a long tail as well. So when you do it, you're going to do a single crochet stitch, and then you're going to do is pull this tail to the side. Then you're going to take this tail yarn, this yarn, part of the yarn, and then you're going to pull it through. And there you have it, like that. And you might want to do is tighten it, because tightening it will make it easier. And this is what it will look like after tightening. So now you're going to do 2 rounds of single crochet in the light blue. And I'll show you what that looks like. And if you have, if it gets a little messed up because of how loose it is, just tighten, just pull on it, just give it a slight tug, and it will tighten. Then this is what it will look like, and I'll show you what it's like after doing the 2 rounds. Now this is what it looks like with the 2 rounds on it. And now I'm going to show you how to sew in the color and the yarn. This color yarn. Sew it in, because you're not supposed to cut it, because it will loosen and unravel and you don't want to mess. So take your needle and do the blue, green, and I'll show you how to sew it in if you don't know how to do it. You don't weave it, you're going to place it in stitches. And this is what you do. You'll just put it in the stitches like this. And you're going to do that until you can't do it anymore. And it's easier if you do it like this. And I'm going to stop here because this is just what I'm showing you. And this is what it looks like. You can't even see the tail yarn that you're sewing in. But if you want to keep going, you can. And I'm just going to do a few more of this. A few more stitches. And just pull it through. And then you're done with that. Use your scissors and cut as close as you can, and that's what you'll get. You can see the line that it makes. Now for the light blue, you're going to do it again, same way, but instead of it through the blue-green, you're going to use the light blue. So this is how I'm going to do it for you. I'll show it for you. Just place it in a stitch. And you continue doing that again until you run low. And you can pull and keep doing it like that. going to pull it on like that. And I'm just showing what it will look. This prevents it unraveling. And then that's what it's going to look like. There's the line for the light blue and for the blue green. Now you're going to do is flip it. I took off the dress so I can show it. I took off what we got and what's now going to be part of the top part of the dress of the doll, because it's easier if you do it like this, and you can easier trim all that. So now you're going to do for the sleeve is you're going to do is chain 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So this is what it will look like with 11. And I'll show you what it's like on the doll if you're going to use a doll as a fitting. And if not, you're going to count the number of stitches. With the chain, that makes 11 chains make it loose enough to put on those sleeves. So easier to put on and take off. So after doing that, I'm just going to move it because I'm going to do it from the back because I'm doing it that way. And then you're going to do is have the arm down, and it's going to go right there. And I'm just going to pull this up so it's easier to see it, because this is what it will look when you're doing it like this. So now you're going to take your hook and going to do a slip stitch right here. Just pull through. And then you have that right there. And then you're going to do is you are going to do a few stitches around until you hit right here. And I'll show you what to do next. And I'll do it without the doll, so if you don't have a doll to do a fitting on, I'll show you how to do the number of stitches. So this is what it looks like once you have done this part of the sleeve, the top part of the sleeve. And I forgot to mention that you do 10 stitches across, then chain 11 again. I'm going to show you what it will look like without the doll. So you're going to count 3 stitches from the chain. So there's 1, 2, 3. You put a slip stitch right there into the 3rd chain. Now you're going to do is stitch all the way through here, and that'll make a 3rd round. And this is what it looks like now. It's across from each other, it's even, and it's almost done with that. And I'll show you how to do the sleeves. So just stitch across you just go right to that chain right here. To that stitch, I mean, right here, and I'll show you what it will look like once it's done. So this is what it looks like now that you have stitched across and you got both of what's going to be the sleeves. You are done with the top part of the dress and with this part of me, and then you're going to do is I'm going to show you how to do the sleeves. So you're going to finish off right here. So grab your scissors and cut the amount of yarn you need to finish off. And I will show you what to do next after you finish off. Now that you finished off, here's what it looks like now. Like this. Now you're going to do the sleeves, and you're going to need your stitch marker for this, and you're still going to need the light blue yarn. So make a slip knot, and then you're going to do is start on the sleeve. So here's what you do. You're going to do a slip stitch for that loop that you just, the slip knot you made. And that makes like a first stitch. Now you're going to single crochet around. And you're going to stitch the chain after you do the stitch here. And there's a stitch already there, and just to make it loose enough, you're going to put it right there. And you're going to just stitch in the chain, and after stitching in the chain, I'll show you what to do next. Now this is what it looks like after you stitch the chain. And the first stitch you did with that slip stitch, you are going to do a single crochet stitch in like this. After doing that single crochet stitch, it kind of leaves a big hole, and that's okay. Now you are going to use our stitch marker and mark the stitch, and then you're going to do a few rounds of the sleeve. If you're doing the doll, it will take like about 10 rounds, at least 10, 11 rounds. And if you're not, it should be at least 10 to 11 rounds. And if I'm wrong, I will correct myself after I finish it. Now, this is what it looks like with 10 rounds of the sleeve. And I said I would correct myself if I messed up, and I forgot that to count for the other Elsa outfit I made, and I counted 15, so it will be 15 rounds instead of 10. That is my mistake. I should have known better. And you're going to do 15 rounds, and 15 rounds will go to here. And after that, you're going to repeat with the other arm, and I will show you how to start it. And you can continue using the marker, or you can do it free-handed, but whichever you like is better, and it's really up to you. So after 15 rounds, so 5 more rounds for me, and if you have done 10 or 11, it's 5 rounds for if you've done 10 like me, or 4 if you've done 11. So now just try continuing, and I will show you what it should look like after 15 rounds of the sleeve. Now this is what it is with 15 rounds now. And for some reason when I crochet with a stitch marker in, it always goes off. But if it goes uneven, like right here, let me show you. Like that, it's okay, it's fine the way it is, because when it moves down, it's even. So now you're going to take out your stitch marker, get your scissors, and cut, get your needle, and finish it off. Now after you finish off the sleeve, the tail that you have at the top of the sleeve, you are going to now sew it in and cut the tail that mates. So I'm going to pull off what's now the dress. We've got now the dress. And push it on the side. And this is where the hole is. So take your needle, and if it's long enough, you can actually just go ahead and thread it, but I messed up and I wasn't thinking. So I'm going to do it like this. And it was just to pull it through. And I'm doing it because the tail I have is short. Then you are going to cut. And if you have enough yarn, you can tie an extra knot after you do it like this. And now just cut, and there you go. I'm going to show you how to do the other sleeve, and it's the same thing as the first sleeve, but I'm not going to use the doll for a fitting. So just get your hook, and I've made sure I have a long tail to sew it in if I have to do it, and most likely yes, I have to. So just do a slip stitch and do a single crochet around, and I'm going to tuck the yarn in the back, so it's easier to do it like this. And you are going to repeat what you did for the sleeve, or for the first sleeve. That's all you're doing here, is just repeating the same process. And I'm just showing what it is. So just go around the chain. I'm just going to tell you now, stitch in that slip stitch and continue going for 15 rounds. And once you, don't forget to use a marker for this stitch. And I will show you what to do next after doing the 15 rounds. Almost done with the top part right here, the sleeve right here. This top part itself, just one more sleeve and a few more things, and then that will be the completion of the top part of the dress. Now, after you finish the second sleeve, this is what it looks like now with what what we've done in part 1 with the blue green, the light blue. Now will be the remainder of the dress. So first off, this is what it's going to look like, and you're going to do one round. So let me just take this off. I'll just show you what progress has been made so far. Get done. So now I'll have the dress like this, and take your blue-green yarn and make a slip knot. So now what's going to happen, you're going to do the same you did for the sleeves, and you're going to put your hook into one of the chains that has a bottom. Just get right there and do a slip stitch. This is what it will make. That's the previous stitch, that'll be the first stitch. And here's the stitch that's going to happen. Once you get to this next round, it's going to join together. So for this round, you are going to single crochet in each of this chains, I guess you could say it, all the way around. And just go like this. It might feel a little bit tight if you don't, if you chain tightly, but you try to stay loose, and it still wouldn't really matter because this is what it is making. So now that you've almost finished that round, you're going to start the new round with the stitch you did the slip stitch with. So single crochet into that stitch. And just gonna put this in the back. And there you go. Just tighten up the stitch. So what you're going to do next is do 2 single crochet stitches, and then put 2 single crochet stitches in this stitch. And so you're just going to do 2 single crochets. You can do 1 single crochet in 2 stitches, and 2 single crochet in 1 stitch. And be sure to put your marker in if you do that, but you can still use the tails as a guide, but it is harder to do it this way. I prefer to use the marker, but later on you're going to need to use, you won't need your marker. So now I just did 2 single crochet stitches in that 1 stitch, so then I'm going to put 1 single crochet into that stitch, and then it's 2 single crochet right there, and you're going to repeat this all the way around until you hit the marker. Now I'll show you what to do next after making this round. This will make it expand more for the remainder of the dress. If you don't increase, what will happen, it'll make it makes it really skinny and it's hard to put on, and it doesn't really show the full effect of what Elsa wears in the movie. So just continue, just do this increase, and if you do one single crochet, one stitch, and two single crochet in the next one, what will happen is that it will make it too, I guess you could call it poofy, because it makes it too wide, and you don't want that. So just repeat all the way around. After you finish doing the two stitches in the one single crochet stitch, you are now going to do single crochet around, no increasing, and you are going to do 17 rounds of single crochet around, and after 17 rounds you are going to do the next part of the dress. I'm just going to stop here for a moment. So after doing a few stitches from the marker, you are going to take the tails from what you've done so far and just tie them together tightly. And this is what it makes. It can't even see it. And it's really tight. Just tighten it a little more and it won't come apart. Then you're going to get your scissors. Just cut it. If you're not doing a stitch marker, wait until you get done with the 17 rows. The 17 rounds, I cannot speak today, I'm sorry. So after doing 17 rounds, after doing the two single crochet and one stitch, you are going to do, that's where you will tie it in. I'll show you what to do next after getting 17 rounds in. After doing the 17 rounds, this is what it will look like. You have done, for the remainder of the dress, 19 rounds total. Next, you are going to do is, if your marker made you go right here, you're going to do is go to this part of the dress. The reason is because in Frozen, Elsa's dress, the split is on her right leg. So if it's off like this, you can just do a few more stitches, and I will do this. And you're going to do just a few more stitches, and then you're going to put the marker right here. It is right above your knee. Now you're going to do is, let's continue stitching until you get to the marker. Now this is what it looks like with the mark, right from the marker. And you are going to take out the marker, do one more stitch in there. Now place the marker back into that same stitch where you just stitched, right there. You're going to have the marker, and that's what's going to happen. So you're going to chain one like you normally do for a single crochet. You chain one and do the turning chain. Now you're going to go all the way around until you hit right here, and I will show you what to do next. And what I did, I showed you what it would look like on the doll earlier, and now this is what it looks like. So next you're going to do is, after you get right here, you're going to move the marker, and you're going to do a single crochet stitch in here. Now, you are going to do 13 more rounds, and you don't need a marker for this. And after doing 13 rounds, you're going to have an Elsa dress. So this is just round 2 of making the split, and you have 14 total. And after that, you will have 14 rounds total making the split. That's what I mean. And that will be what that's what the whole dress will look like. And then I will show you what to do next in part 3. So this will make the split even bigger, and it will look just like Elsa. Now, after doing 14 rounds of the splits, you have 33 rounds total from the starting point from making the remainder of the dress, the skirt part. This is 33 rounds total. And what it will look on the doll, it will look just like Elsa. And I will show you. Let me just pull out the hook and put it on the doll to show. If you're not showing progress of the doll, here's what it will look. I'm sorry for causing a little more time. It just takes me a little bit. This is what you do. It just slides right on. This will already looks just like Elsa. Just gotta do the cape and the shoes, and there you go. You got Elsa. But for right now, I'm just showing you what we have. Elsa made, and just be sure to pull up fully the dress, and this is what it will look like. And when you have her standing up, I'm just going to show you from the bottom view, it will look like this. So after you do that, you're just going to finish this part right here like you would normally do. I'm going to do it with the doll on, because I'm just showing what it looks like. So, I was just going to show you what it looks like. And finish off like you normally do. And there you go, you got a dress that looks just like Elsa. And once we get the cape and the shoes done, it will look just like Elsa, and the doll will look like Elsa after making the. Now for the cape of the Elsa outfit, this is what you will basically need. You don't need the dress until when it's time to sew it on. So you're going to take your light blue yarn, and then you're going to make a slip knot. You won't need your needle till later, but I'll show you what you would need later on. And you do not need your stitch marker for this. So first off, you are going to chain 15. That's 1, 2. Now this is what it will look like after you have chained 15. Now you are going to do a double crochet stitch in every stitch. This is going to be the main stitch for this cape because it's all see-through. Instead of using a single crochet, you're going to do with a double crochet instead. And you're just going to go all the way across, and I will show you how to make it expand. And this will, with making expand, it will look just like how Elsa wore her cape along with her dress. Now, after getting your first row of double crochet, you are going to chain 3 like your normal turning chain. But instead of skipping a stitch, you're going to stitch into the first stitch. So I'm going to bring this in, just bring it into the first stitch and do a double crochet. We're going to do a double crochet the whole time. So this is what it will look like once you have the first stitch, and you're going to do this for every row you do. You just continue going with the the stitches, and as you can see, it starts to expand. And once it gets done expanding, it will be wide enough that it'll be wider than it already is. So I'll show you what to do next on this end, since this is just the second row. So after you get every stitch done, you're gonna pick up this first stitch right here and do a double crochet, and there you go, you got that done. And you're going to do, you just chain 3, do the turning chain for the double crochet, and you are going to do is you're going to double crochet into that stitch, and you're going to go all the way to the other end, and you're going to do, I'll show you what to do, what's going to happen, and then that's what's going to make it expand. And as you can see already, it is starting to expand. And I'll show you what to do at the end of the row, and you're going to do this for the remainder of the cape by doing this. And I'll show you what to do next. Now, afterwards, once you get hit to the turning chain from the last row, you're going to take it and you're doing a double crochet right in that chain. Get it in here. Hope I can get it. I got it. So I'm gonna do a double crochet in there, and then you're going to turn around and do the same process. This is just the 4th row of 23 rows. You're going to do 23 rows total. And you just basically have 19 more rows to do once you get this far. And once you have done 23 rows, it will be really wide and it will look just like Elsa's cake. So just continue doing it. And then you're going to keep going until you hit 23, which I'll show you what to do next. After doing 23 rows of the cape, this is what it will look like if you've done it correctly. So you'll see that it does expand. Now, you're going to finish off like you normally do, and finish off. And then I will show you how to sew it on the dress. Once you have finished off the bottom part, it's time to sew the top part to the dress. That's why it's shorter, so it's easier to sew on, because if you did it all in one big rectangle, it would wrap around the dress. So, you're going to take the end of your yarn if it is long enough. If it's long enough, you can sew it through here, but if not, then you can do is get a piece of yarn and sew it like thread. But if it's too short like this, cause this wouldn't even cover it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get a piece of yarn out here and cut it. If you cut it long enough, you can sew it. But I'm gonna show you a trick. So now you got your piece of yarn to sew it on. Next, you are going to do is get the dress that you made and put it on the back side of it. And you do not need your light blue yarn until further notice. And I'm going to tell you what to do after making the cape. So, you're going to do is make it even. Just flatten out the sleeves like this. And you're going to line this part of the cape and line it up to where the color changes. So I'm going to place it there, and that's what it's going to look like. Now, if you're going to do it with the thread, if you're going to thread it like what I'm showing you, just tie a knot multiple times, and you will be ready to sew. And just get this a triple knot. Yeah, I can do one more. Now it is ready to sew. Now get your needle and pull it through. Now you're going to do is find a part where you want to start, and a good place is like right here. Put it in between the light blue and the blue green, and this is what it will show. Now, where your first stitch is for the chain, when you chain 15 in the beginning, you had that's where it is. So the first chain next to the tail, and pull it through like this. And I messed up. So if it messes up on you, you probably need to do is tie another knot or place the needle in something else. So I'm going to do a new knot and fix it. And if you're gonna work with the doll, with this outfit, you can do is have it on the doll, and I recommend this because it's easier. But if you're not doing the doll, this is what I am showing you. So let me just try this again. Hopefully this time it will work. So this time I'm going to put it in between. I'm actually going to do it better. And put it through that stitch. Pull there. And there, it stayed this time. Now you're going to do is just weave it through. And this is what it will do. That's all you're going to do is sew this on, and I'll show you what it will look after you finish the dress. You're almost done with it, and I'll show you what to do with this tape if it's too short. So now that you have have it all sewn, what you're going to do is insert your needle and take it to the back part of the dress. And now you are going to do is finish this off, and I'm going to cut and knot it a few times so it can stay secure. And for if the tail that you started with, if it was too short, I will show you what to do with it. And then what will happen is that I will show you the shoes. And there's how you got, after tying the knots, I'm gonna cut the tail, and then take your needle, if I can thread it, and what you can do is go right through this, and you won't even notice it. You don't even notice it. I'm going to go back down and do it again. All you're doing is taking it under the stitch. Now I see I just lost the knots. And I'll do this one more time. And then you're going to try weaving a little bit from the stitches in the back of the dress and pull through like that, and then you don't have to worry about the tail if it's too short. But I had it long enough, but any size of tail, just tuck it through the stitches, doing what I just showed you. Now you have completed the dress. And for the shoes, what you're gonna do, what you're gonna do, you can do it in, I'm gonna show you in the blue-green, but if you think Elsa has a lighter shade of blue in her shoes, you can do the light blue. Whatever you think Elsa has more of a color, it is completely up to you. But for this tutorial, I am going to use green. Well, any color will work, either it's a light blue or the blue-green, it will work. So you are going to make your slip knot. I grabbed the wrong tool, sorry. Make a slip knot and chain 7. There's 1, 2. After chaining 7, you are going to do a single crochet in every stitch. And if you have been using the marker, you can use that. And I recommend that you do that for this. That if you haven't, it's okay. It'll still work. So you are going to do a single crochet stitch in every chain for the top and the bottom. So now that, so what they're doing for the top part, this is what it will look like. Now you're going to do it from bottom, and this will make it round. And then you're going to do is stitch it all the way to the marker, and this is what you're gonna do, and I'll show you what to do next after you get to the marker, and it's gonna be that last stitch right there, and then I'll show you what to do next. So after doing the top part of the chain and going around, this is what it will look like. Now you are ready to start your next round. Just get that cinch in and then marker. Now you are going to do is go around in a single crochet 4 rounds, and it will curve up while you are doing this. And I'm just going to show you the second round. Yeah, you're going to do 4 rounds total. And I'm just going to show you what to do you're going to go around the tail, and I'm just going to go in the stitch. Get it. I got it. And you're going to go all the way there. You can see it's already curving in. But once it gets onto the doll, it will stretch out, and it will look good. So let me just show you. So just go around. So you're going to do 4 rounds total, and I will show you what it will look like afterwards. After doing 4 rounds, this is what it will look like. And you are going to do with the tail, give it a slight tug. And then I'm going to cut the yarn. Now, you're going to do is remove the marker and finish off like you normally do. Now, after that you finished off, you are going to do is shape it to be suitable for the doll's foot. Just stretch it out a little bit, and you are going to repeat this for the other shoe. Now, if you have an American Girl that you're using for it, you're gonna take the doll's foot, and you're gonna try to make it fit. There, it's gonna take some stretching with it. If I can get it, it takes a little bit, but you're gonna have to move it more toward the toe and get it right on there. And what you're going to do is just on there, if I can. It's really this is the difficult part of making Elsa outfit is trying to get the shoe onto the foot. This is like the most difficult part because you got this is hard, and right here because you gotta do it like this. I know I'm struggling. I've done it. It's hard even for me when I did it the first time. And yeah, it's gonna take a few attempts. So I'm trying to show you what it's like. I'm trying to put it on and try to get it. Still not working. Yeah, I know I can get it. I'm not gonna stop until I get it on. Okay, now I got it. And it's gonna look like flats, like head, and then it went loose on me. I'm gonna have to move the scrap. It's messed me up. So you just this on there. Okay, now I got it. So this is what it will look with it on the foot. It's kind of a struggle at first, but you want to stretch it out, and it'll look like this. So you're going to repeat the same thing. You're going to chain 7 and do 4 rounds total to get the shoe, and I will show you what it will look like after it's complete. This is going to be the final thing you do. After making the shoes, after finishing it and putting it